This is the ETBU Sportsnet. We're here with head women's basketball coach Edsel Hamilton. Coach, you're coming off Christmas break. You guys go 2-1 over the break and went over Concordia, Texas, and Howard Payne on the road on your trip to West Texas. First one in Brownwood since 2001. Just talk about the Christmas break and your 3 games that you guys played over the break.
Well, I thought we had a really good week of practice when we first came back. You know, you're always nervous about having that long off. I think the girls had about 11 days off, which for basketball is pretty rare. So we had a really long break, and I was a little worried that we were going to come out flat, but we had a really good week of practice that week. And the Concordia game was really, honestly, probably the most complete game we've played from start to finish of, you know, doing things the way that we wanted to do them offensively and defensively and competing with effort. I thought we played really, really well in that game. Then coming back this past week, I think, I think we got a little bit complacent again, sort of like the Shriner game all over again. I think we played pretty well against Howard Payne, especially in certain stretches. We looked really good. And obviously, scored, I think, 77 points and shot 48%, something like that. So played pretty well offensively. Then the Sol Ross game, I wish we could have that one back. But, they're a good team. They competed really hard. They're really well coached. And, I've been telling the girls they're going to get somebody. And they got us. And they're a good team. And I think they're going to continue to get better throughout the season. But overall, I think these last 3 games have been good for us. We've learned some things. And I think we're ready to roll, getting headed into ASC East play.
You guys take on Mary Hardin Baylor this week, your last team from the west side. And then you head into ASC play for the remainder of the regular season. Talk about keeping your team focused and now playing the majority of your schedule on the east side to determine how to go to the ASC tournament out of the east side.
Well, now we're going to be getting into games where there's a whole lot more familiarity, especially next year. I mean, this year I'm new. We've got some other new coaches in the league and some new players, of course, too. But especially next year, you start where you've played everybody twice. Where the West we play them just once every year. So we'll get a chance to play somebody and then kind of see how that game goes, and then maybe make some adjustments, correct some mistakes, try something different the second time we play them. And then again, obviously next year and the years to come, you start playing the same players. You start getting a feel for their tendencies a little better, and you really gotta execute and play and just play harder than the other team, because everybody's going to know everything about each other.
You're halfway through the season now. Where do you see your team at and how they've done this far, your first season here at ETBU, and how they're playing up until this point?
Well, I mean, obviously, I think if you'd have told us at the start of the season that halfway through the season we'd be 10-3, I think we'd probably be pretty happy with that. So, I'm very happy to have gotten 10 wins so far. I really feel like if we'd have done a few things differently, we could be 13-0 sitting here right now. So obviously there's a little bit of frustration in there, but I am very happy that we're 10-3. The girls have come a long way from the start of the season. I think we've gotten better all the time, and I think if we have another second half where we go 10-3, 10-2, 9-3, something like that, I think we'd consider that a very successful season.
All right, Coach, thanks for talking to us here on the ETBU Sportsnet.